afternoon. It's delightful to be today at the southernmost stop of my trip in Japan. The last stop, right? I can't say that I saved the best for last because I stopped by her place first. So good to see everyone here. Thank you for coming. This is the last talk I'm giving of 11 talks. All my talks are posted at my homepage. So this is my homepage. Just type in Gone Crazy. Gone Crazy. I'm going to go, I've got my timer set at 55 minutes. So at 55 minutes, I'm going to stop, and we'll switch over to Dr. Jung. And some of you are coming to the spa tomorrow. Who's coming to the spa tomorrow?
That's pretty good.
So if you have questions for me, I can answer them tonight or tomorrow at the spa. Now you might not want to ask me any questions because I've gone crazy. Why did I go crazy? I went crazy not preparing 11 talks for Japan. I went crazy before that. I went crazy teaching a massive open online class called a MOOC with 4,000 students in my class. That's me in MOOCing stance. We're doing MOOCs. I have special sunglasses when I do my MOOC, so I don't have my sunglasses with me today. Well, we're going to talk about MOOCs. We're going to also talk about the world becoming not flat, but the world becoming more open. And at the end of today, after Dr. Jung's presentation, if there's questions, I'm going to give away a copy of this book to the best question. Okay? I have a second book. If I get 2 good questions, I'll give away the second book with how to teach online. Okay? So, question: how many of you would say your life has changed with technology? Most all of you have had some kind of a life change with technology. I've had a lot of changes in my life. I'm going to walk you through some of the technologies that have come at us over and over and over. When Junku was a student down in Indiana University, she saw some technologies about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 maybe. It's been that long. What year did you start? Yeah. 2007 you were there. Yeah, as a visiting scholar of sorts, right? In a master's?
Yeah.
2007, that's 6 years ago. In the last 6 years, things like MOOCs have arrived. The first one was taught in 2008. But many more things have happened. Smartphones have exploded, right? Google Glasses. Google Glass. That wasn't there in 2007, right? Google Documents were just starting to happen, right? There are many things besides that for collaboration today. So my life changed with technology too, but different technologies. Television, we're filming this, right? Somebody's going to watch this later, and they'll want to make sure I'm talking to them that are watching this show. So please ask good questions on email, cjbonk@indiana.edu. Okay? So some people will watch the tape. They went right to the spa. They said, I don't want to come to Dr. Bong's talk. I'm going to the spa right away. What's the name? The spa?
Ryokan.
Yeah. That's where they are already drinking beers. We will join them drinking beers tomorrow, okay? So my life changed with technology from television technology and correspondence. I was an accountant, board accountant, and a CPA in the United States, and I decided to go into educational psychology, but I had no psychology background. So I had to take courses on TV to get into graduate school. I had to take courses on correspondence to get into graduate school. If I had MOOCs back then, I would take in MOOCs to get into graduate school. I was willing to do anything, right, at the time. Life was extremely boring as an accountant. Accountants were protesting online learning, saying online learning is too boring. They had protests. Online learning's boring, boring stuff. Face-to-face classes in accounting is really boring stuff. Online was actually more engaging than face-to-face. Most accounting professors are extremely boring guys, and well, not the ladies, they're good. But the men teaching accounting are extremely boring. Anyhow, do we have any accounting people in the room? No, good. Good. Technology changed my life. I'm no longer an accountant because of technology. If it wasn't for television, I'd still be bored back in the United States. I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have gotten my PhD or my master's degree without television, without correspondence, without alternative ways to learn. Right now, you're in a program, some of you as professors in the back row. He's checking his Facebook account back there, right? Okay, professor, he's in this department, right? And all of you graduate students, master's students, doctoral students, you wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for all the technologies we have today. You're studying them, you're teaching about them, right? Okay? Well, this is new technology. Let's look at learning that's changing since she was at Indiana for her master's degree. Now, she's changed in many ways, got married, had a baby, all these other things too, but she's also interested in technology changes, right, Jonathan? So we've got new technologies. This is how I learned as an undergraduate and a graduate student. In graduate school, that's how I learned. Prehistoric Googling. Today, we have iPads and tablets. How many of you have an iPad? How many of you have a Samsung tablet? Only the Korean guy in the room, okay? Dr. Ra. Who has one? Okay, two of them, okay. Dr. Ra is a graduate of Indiana University. He is a doctoral program in 1988. Let's give him a round of applause for coming here. Everyone give a clap for Dr. Ra. Thank you for coming, very famous professor here. Okay, we got 3 claps. Yeah. Everyone give him a round of applause for coming here. Stand up and bow. Okay, so Dr. Ra is here from Seoul National University, very famous school, and his wife, In Sung Jung, will present next. So we'll hear from very famous people here. After I'm done, okay? Now, some of you have Samsungs, like I have a Samsung smartphone, because I'm half Korean. You didn't know. My son is Korean, he made me buy this. So, anyhow, I like tablets. I have an iPad too. I didn't buy a Samsung. But here's an iPad. So Steve Jobs said we can search the internet differently. Learning is going to change. Let's look at how learning is going to change for us. It started with correspondence hundreds of years ago. I learned through correspondence. I'm hundreds of years old. No, maybe not. But correspondence did change people's lives from the 1700s, 1800s, even the 1400s. The Vikings used ships to drop off books. The Vikings had ships in 1300, 1400. Then we had tape recorders. I learned through tapes. I learned through floppy disks. I learned through zip disks and overhead projectors, right? Learning's constantly changing. Technologies are coming at us one by one. Computing technologies. This was my computer in 1983, before some of you were born. 40 pounds, I don't know how many kilos that is. Huge computer. This was a laptop computer back then. 48K of RAM. $2,500 US for that computer. Extremely expensive. Some people bought Macintoshes, some people bought PCs. I'm a Sony Vaio person. I like Sony Vaios. I have 5 of them at home. I have one right here I'm using right now. I was an accountant. I was really bored. I was really bored. Everything was the same every day. So boring. I left that field of accounting because of this man. He, in the 1940s and 50s and 60s, talked about television and how people could learn on TV. People thought he was the crazy man. I said, I've gone crazy. This guy went crazy in the 1940s and 50s and 60s. His name is Charles Wiedemeyer. He was from Wisconsin, where I grew up. If it wasn't for him, I'd still be an accountant, because he created courses for TV and correspondence. You can buy his book, Learning at the Back Door, for $1 on Amazon, used. $1. Every sentence is phenomenal. Every sentence is a quote that should be up on a quote's favorite quotes. Great book for $1. This gentleman here in 1987 was an actor in Apple Computers. video called a Knowledge Navigator. In this video, which you can watch in YouTube today, they predict the iPad. They predict the iPhone, Siri, talking to your phone. They predict video conferences, web conferences, all in 1987. He uses his hands, his fingers. He uses fingers just like an iPad. 1987. Apple was predicting the future with this little video. They spent $60,000 US to produce. Just when Dr. Ra was finishing his dissertation, he was working on it, he watched this video, I bet, and said, maybe I should become a professor at Seoul National. Maybe it inspired him. It inspired me. I used this video in my first class in 1989 when I taught my first class at West Virginia University. I showed my students this video. None of this existed, but it exists today. See, today, 25 years later, anybody can learn anything from anyone else on the planet. Today, you can learn from me at Indiana, coming to you via video conferencing. My students can learn from Dr. Jung, and they do. She comes to talk to my students using web technology. Adobe Connect, Google Hangouts, Skype. How many of you use Skype? Google Hangouts. More people use Google Hangouts. Okay? How many of you have heard of Adobe Connect here? Do you use? A couple of you heard? Okay. It's a very simple tool to use. You can save things. Today, old people in nursing homes, 110-year-old people, are mentoring little kids in schools using computers, sharing their knowledge. Little kids, 7-year-old girls, 10-year-old girls are becoming teachers. At a young age, I'll show you someone at age 6, she became a teacher. Today, this next generation is here. We're learning all the time with technologies wrapped around us, like my phone. I was learning on the train today, coming down from Osaka and Kyoto. I was learning until my phone ran out of juice. But yeah, I was learning all the time. Okay, how many of you remember Steve Jobs? How many of you remember where you were when he died 2 years ago? How many of you remember what you were doing on 9/11? How many of you remember 4/11? 4/11 was when MIT put all their courses on the web. The president made an announcement. Let's put all our content online. 4/11 is the most important day in the history of open education. The most important day, perhaps, in the history of educational technology and informatics. The most important day of your life was 4/11, and none of you remember that day. See, who would have thought MIT would put all their classes on the web for free? And I guess Wasada's putting some things up here in Japan, right? Other universities are putting open education. Because this older man, 80 years old, can now get a degree online. And he did. Marketing degree. This person in Tibet, a yak herder, can learn from MIT and Yale and Stanford, and he does. This woman in Peru can learn from universities around the world, and she does. She's in a wheelchair. You don't see her wheelchair? She's in the rainforest of Peru, and she's learning all the time. So learning is more open. Learning is more open. Learning is more collaborative. This woman here from Beijing Normal talks to my students from Cyprus and from MIT and from Uzbekistan. Collaboration in Google Hangouts. Kids in Thailand collaborating around the iPad. You see this old technology like this computer, I promise I won't drop it. This old, everyone there on the screen, this is not a collaborative technology. When you have a laptop, you typically use it by yourself. When you have an iPad, you show people what you're doing. It's collaborative. We share what we're doing with mobile apps, right? Today, learning is more open, learning is more collaborative, learning is more mobile. When we have monks using mobile phones, Catholic priests using mobile phones, when you finished your master's at Indiana, John Bill, there was nobody with a tablet computer. 2008, you finished 2000, well, around when you were finishing. You left in 2008 or 9?
No, 7.
7 you left, yeah. Here we've got 55 million people using tablets today. Smartphones, Facebook, Twitter, it's changing dramatically. So learning's more mobile. I was mobile today. Learning's more video-based. When my friend, Adora Swivtak, she's 15 years old. She's been teaching teachers how to teach writing since she was 6 years old. She learns online and teaches online. She's the world's youngest teacher. Learning's more video-based. She puts her videos on the web of her teaching. She teaches teachers how to teach writing. She's in YouTube, TeacherTube. She's on all sorts of websites. The United Nations, Ban Ki-moon introduced her, right? United Nations. Video. Video's exploding. We can store more in video today. Learning's more social. We're learning in Facebook. How many of you have Facebook accounts? Oh, almost everybody except the people at the... Do you have Facebook in the back row? The ladies at the desk? No. Okay. How many of you are my friends in Facebook? Only one. Two, maybe. Only my Korean friends. Nobody in Japan wants to Facebook me. Okay, that's your challenge for tomorrow. Become my friend in Facebook. So learning's more social. 1 billion people are socializing in Facebook. Learning's more personal. This is an iPad potty. Uncle, your little baby can now learn math, science on an iPad potty. Learning's individualized when you have math software giving answers to students that change, adaptive testing, adaptive instruction. Learning's more customized, individualized, personalized, not just from potties, not just from toilets. Pretty soon we'll go to the toilet and learn something. There'll be an iPad in there while we're in the bathroom. It already exists in some places. Okay? Learning's more modifiable. We can change, we move this table. It's modifiable. We can change things. They can move things around in the rooms. My building in Indiana has 15 new classrooms, John. Oh, you didn't know it. We remodeled 15. IST classroom just remodeled 2 weeks ago. Brand new. Really nice. You should come back, visit us. Learning's modifiable, changeable. Learning's more comfortable, cozy. Comfortable. Sit back and recline and just enjoy life. In Australia, where I was back in November, I was sitting here. The students designed the building. $42 billion building, the students designed the Learning Center to be comfortable. I didn't want to leave that place, but I had to speak across campus. They made me get up and leave. Learning's more comfortable, more modifiable, more open, right? What else is it? Learning's more ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Seoul is the ubiquitous city. You're learning all the time in Seoul. Maybe Tokyo as well, maybe down here. Learning's more ubiquitous when cars have lettering on them that explain something. When your watch is a James Bond watch, some kind of a watch accessing the internet. Now, Samsung Technologies and others are creating these James Bond watches. Sony, smartwatch. How many of you have a smartwatch from Sony? How many want a smartwatch from Sony? I do too. I'm going to get one too, yeah. So learning's ubiquitous. We're learning all the time. Ubiquitous means you don't even realize it's happening. We're just learning that way. And by the way, Google would like to put a chip in your brain that when you have a question, the answer will come out on your smart watch. They'll have a chip in your brain within the decade, 5, 6 years. I am not getting a chip in my brain, okay? The people watching on the TV, some of you may want a chip in your brain because that's why you're not here live with all of us. They're busy at the hospital getting a chip in their brains. Number 10. Learning's more instantaneous. Learning just happens like that. I put my Google glasses on, I encounter a snake. A snake's coming at me. Ah! And my little boy's in the back watching this. His face, ah! My father's getting bitten by a snake. There's a traffic accident. We were late coming here because there was a fire, right? Is there a fire or traffic? We were late. You could be at a traffic accident with your Google glasses on, and the doctors can tell you what to do to respond, right? So learning's instantaneous. As a nurse, She can call up records of her patients and know what drugs to give them, know what prescriptions to provide, know their blood pressure, their heart rate, their protein counts, cholesterol, whatever. Instantaneous information. One of my friends is using Google Glasses now and made the mistake of walking into the men's bathroom with them on. Other people in the bathroom were nervous. He was recording them yesterday. Yesterday he sent an email. Be careful wearing Google Glasses. Learning is more global. When students at University of California, Irvine, by Los Angeles, are learning with students from Japan and China, learning is global. These are students learning Japanese. My students work with students in Malaysia, and in Korea, and in Peru, and in Finland. Learning is definitely pushing global, expanding so we can learn all around the world. To me, the most important thing about the field of educational technology, the most important thing is cultural issues, global issues. All of us can research iPads, we can all research Google Glasses, that's all well and good, we'll research the next technologies. But what our field can contribute to the world is an understanding of global and social issues in new ways. This world has a huge problem of misunderstanding cultures. What educational technology can do is provide access to the cultures of the world for young people to better understand them and deal with them as they get older and become politicians and become teachers and whatever occupation they're in. To me, this is the most important slide of all the things I'm talking about today. Okay? I'll talk about MOOCs here in a little bit. That's well and good. That's important too. MOOCs do provide global education. They fit in here with this. But my research has been on perspective taking someone else's point of view, social cognition. If I'm going to recommend a master's thesis for anyone in the room here, it'd be about global education, cultural issues, intercultural. We get into massive education. When my friends are teaching thousands of people online, my friend at Virginia Tech, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, my friend at Stanford, Paul Kim from Stanford, 20,000 people in their classes. Learning's massive, it's big, it's huge, it's exploding. MOOCs, massive open online classes. Who's done a MOOC? Who's participated or signed up? One person. Anyone else sign up for a MOOC? 2 people. Anyone else? Okay, I got 2 smiley pens. All right, get my smiley pen. Thank you, good catch. Okay, anyone else sign up for a MOOC? Dr. Jung, she wants a smiley pen too. She gets the last one. Okay. Massive open online classes. Thousands of people at one time are signing up. Whether you're a pilot in India or an unemployed woman in Tennessee, around the world people are signing up for these massive classes to get new skills, new competencies, self-worth, identity. I'm a better person. I'm a better learner. Okay? The New York Times said 2012 was the year of the MOOC. 2012, last year. Big announcement. I was interviewed for this article, August 2012. In November, this article came out, and I told my mother I'd be in the New York Times, and they deleted my interview part. So I didn't make the New York Times. My mother cried. I cried too. May 2013. It's the year of the anti-MOOC. No one likes MOOCs anymore. Last year, everyone loved MOOCs. The cow, moo, everyone loved MOOC. We got statistics courses, we got machine learning, organic chemistry, engineering, English, folklore, education. 2013, bah, moo. No one likes MOOCs anymore. Okay, why is that? People who are professors are worried about copyright, worried about access to information, all sorts of issues. No one's reviewing the quality of this content. Who's reviewing the quality of this content? So faculty at Harvard are rebelling, and other universities. In fact, we have boxing matches, boxing gloves. That's just me right there, boxing. We have a boxing match about MOOCs in Austin, Texas. Hi, I'm from Texas, and I'm stupid. Has anyone been to Texas before? We got George Bush then from Texas, and his brothers Jeb and his father and all those people. We could have people from Texas watching this. I better be careful. I'm sorry, Texas people. I didn't mean it. Okay. So we had a fight in Texas. This guy's from Michigan. Their colors are blue. I'm from Indiana. We're red. We had a cage match on MOOCs. We had a debate. People picked the topics. They sent us the questions, and we fought. Whoever won each round got to beat the other one up. It's a lot of fun. Anyhow, people are concerned about MOOCs, questions about MOOCs. It's the year of the anti-MOOC. We've got my friend George Siemens. He taught the first MOOC, 1988 in Canada. Oh, Canada, oh, Canada. The home of the Maple Leafs and hockey, right? He taught a MOOC from up in Canada. See, they got nobody up there. It's like in Iceland. You know, there's nobody there to teach a class with. Nobody lives there. So he did this course. He said, anybody can take it. 2,000 people took his class. He became a hero. Everyone loved George. There's a new theory called connectivism. Some of you may have heard of connectivism. Maybe, maybe not. He's trying to prove his theory. The year, he says, the year of the anti-MOOC. Why is it the anti-MOOC? Well, we're worried people are dropping out of these MOOCs. Here's Edinburgh, Scotland. 5 different MOOCs. Critical thinking, artificial intelligence, philosophy, astrobiology, nutrition. People drop out. Duke University, bioelectricity. 12,000 people register. 300 people finish. Not everybody finishes it. Is that a problem? Well, maybe it's a problem. Maybe it's a problem. You see, maybe it's not a problem because some people take this MOOC because they're interested in the topic. They want to get new knowledge, new information. They don't want to finish. They just want a little piece of information, not the whole thing, just a little bit. They're there because they're interested in MOOCs, just want to find out about a MOOC. They're interested in it. Professional development. Only 10% want a degree. Most people are taking a MOOC just to get inspired. Some of you are here today. Maybe when Dr. John comes up, be inspired about, she'll teach about quality issues, right? And things related to quality. This is February 5th, 2013. Duke, Edinburgh, Scotland. The research is starting to come out. So much research that the first person teaching a large class at Stanford, his name is Sebastian Thrun. He created the car that drives itself, the Google car. Have you heard the car that drives itself? He's the designer of that car. He also helped create Google Glasses. You want those glasses, right? He helped create the glasses. Very famous guy. His first class on artificial intelligence had 160,000 people in the class. He taught a course in statistics with over 300,000 people in the class. And even he says, maybe this is not as big an issue as what we thought it was. Maybe it's not a revolution. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Let's look at leadership principles of MOOCs. Now I've got 20 leadership principles. I'm going to through 10 with you, 10 leadership principles with you. I'll give you about 10 business plans as well, and some ways to teach a MOOC. My friend Ray Schroeder in Illinois. Now I'm in Indiana. I'm in Indiana next to Illinois. Nobody in Indiana likes Illinois, but it's okay. I'm from Wisconsin originally. Nobody in Wisconsin likes Illinois either. You went to Florida State, right? Not Illinois. You're okay. So, you went to Indiana, you're okay. Anyone been to Illinois? Chicago? Anyone visit Chicago? Chicago's an okay place, isn't it? You went to Chicago, school there?
I was visiting the University of Chicago.
You are. That's a good place.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, you know, Chicago used to be part of Wisconsin. Illinois stole it. Illinois, it's a true story. I'm from Wisconsin, and they stole that. Chicago's a great place. Anyhow, my friend from Illinois, from University of Illinois Springfield, taught a massive class on the history of online learning, the future of online learning for 2,000 people. The first course that's professional development. He was the first one to teach a class for teachers, instructors. Sebastian Thrun was the first one to do a course at Stanford. They got well-known, international reputation. They were the first ones. Be first. My friend George Siemens taught the first MOOC in Canada, 2008. He's famous now because he was the first one. So principle number 1, be first. You can see that Stanford got in 3 years later. New companies came up in 2012. This is a timeline sort of the field. Principle number 2, do something novel or different. Stanford said we can do something different. We can grade the tests. We can have a computer grade the test. So they have videos, reading lists, handouts, quizzes, and they grade it. They do something novel or unique, and Stanford's known in their engineering program for grading. Number 3, form a strategic partnership. Coursera has Michigan, Illinois, nobody cares about that one. Stanford, Washington, Princeton, Toronto, Duke. Also they have University of Melbourne, Australia, Hebrew University in Jerusalem. They also have British Columbia in Canada, University of London in the UK, and lots more. Manchester Business School, where I was last year, earlier this year actually. Form strategic partnerships. I formed a partnership with Blackboard. Have you heard of Blackboard? Like a Moodle? How many use Moodle here? Moodle, like Moodle, yeah. The Moodle man is my friend. He's a good friend. He built Moodle in Australia. Now Blackboard's from Washington, D.C. I was at their headquarters last month visiting people at Blackboard. They're interesting people. They tend to be slow in building things, but they asked me if I'd help them put a MOOC up. We formed a partnership, and we gave away millions of dollars for people who take our MOOC. And they gave me a few. This is from Blackboard. Anyone need $1 million US? Raise your hand if you need $1 million. It's like Junko could use for her baby. You need it for the Google glasses. All right, so we got millions of dollars being given away. My partnership with Blackboard brought in, we not only paid people, we gave them a certificate. We gave them a badge for finishing my MOOC. 4,000 people took my class on how to teach online. And it's still up. You can all take my MOOC. It's still there. Just type it, go to my homepage and click through. Taiwan. I'll be speaking at National Taiwan University in 2 months. They've got a partnership with Coursera to offer classes. They've got probability, they've got courses on religion, courses in optics and other things at National Taiwan University. Coursera has over 1 million students within a year. Students are coming from India, and Brazil, and China, Germany, Britain. 200 countries around the world are taking MOOCs. Hundreds of people who never had access to education before now have access to education. If you were to ask me what's important about a MOOC, the most important thing is to dip your toes in the water, to try it out. Access to information. You can change people's lives like my life changed. Your lives have changed. You told me, you raised your hands. People's lives can change from MOOCs without a degree. These people are teachers of MOOCs. These people are students of MOOCs. Collect testimonials that it works. Principle number 4, does it work? Principle number 5, build on your strengths. When Google said we're going to do a MOOC, their first MOOC was on search skills. Google's all about search, so it makes sense. They build on their strength. They get more people searching. They make more money this way. More people are searching in Google, you make more money. So that's what they did, build on their strengths. Look at this old computer she's using. Probably Katsu had one of those a long time ago, maybe. WordPress, word processing back then in 1979. The Walking Dead, zombies, Walking Dead. There's a new MOOC on The Walking Dead. You can sign up for a zombie class. It's a course in public health. Health, nutrition. Like if we have an H1N1 outbreak again, or SARS or AIDS or whatever, public health issues, they just have zombies on their homepage. It's really not a course on zombies. It's just to get you to sign up for the course. Again, UC Irvine is doing this. Seems like California Irvine is ahead of a lot of places in the US. In fact, we have a former student from IST who's there now. I'll talk to you about her at dinner. July 2012, my friend Chuck, who I had a boxing match with, he did a course on the history of the internet for 40,000 people. And then he met them in Barcelona. He flew to Barcelona to meet his students. He flew to Seoul, Korea to meet his students. He flew to Manila to meet his, he flew to Melbourne. He's a crazy man, like I was crazy. And he has a tattoo on his arm. Open source tattoo, open source software. He is the developer of something called Sakai. Sakai is a free tool on the web. The Japanese name, Sakai. He had 40,000 people. I met him in Michigan last month, and we did commencement for his students. Number 6, don't make rash decisions. I have 21 minutes left on my clock here. Don't make rash decisions. Virginia fired their president because she wouldn't do MOOCs. Their students protested. They love her. They hired her back. Stupid Virginia. She was not moving fast enough for their board, trustees board. Don't make rash decisions. Don't just jump into MOOCs just for the sake of doing MOOCs. Don't just do online learning just because everyone else is. Have a plan. Number 7, be proactive. Don't have an honor code after people cheat. Don't have a proctored examination after people cheat. Implement ways to reduce cheating before people cheat. Okay? I've got 35 ways to reduce cheating I've come up with. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow at the hot spa about this stuff. Ask questions. My friends at UMass Boston, ask questions first. Why should we do MOOCs? Ask questions. Don't just jump in and do it. Think about why. Serve the people of your region, right? Serve the people around you, near you. Here you have what's called a prefecture. Yeah. Serve the people nearby. My friends in Wisconsin did a MOOC with 2 grads of Indiana, Kurt Squire being one and his wife Constance. They're experts at gaming, internationally known. Wisconsin put a MOOC up on gaming, okay, to serve the people. Number 10, conduct formative evaluation. Does it work or doesn't it work? You should know if it works or not. This woman here, Karen, has been doing weekly evaluation of her MOOC that she's teaching in Georgia Tech and giving reports on how well it's working. Okay, let's look at 4 quick types of MOOCs. There are actually 20-some types of MOOCs I've come up with. Here's just 4 types. Number 1 is a theory-driven MOOC, a trend MOOC. If there's a current topic, you could do a MOOC on it. Something in the news, you could do a MOOC on it to get people skills about that news item. The first MOOC was a theory-driven MOOC. They were trying to prove connectivism works as a learning theory. Remedial classes, if high school students, secondary students, junior high school students are behind, if college students are behind, you can do a remedial MOOC to get them math skills or science skills so they catch up and don't get behind and drop out of high school. You can get them algebra classes, geometry classes, statistics classes, research methods classes for college students. Engineering students need high-level math, remedial. If you have a bottleneck means you have a place that students are not getting through your program. They're stuck. In engineering, people get stuck in math. So you could do a course, a MOOC, in the most difficult math classes that they can take during the summertime and catch up. So they stay in engineering or science. Professional development MOOCs. Teachers need professional development. Doctors need professional development. Eye doctors, nurses, any professional field needs PD, professional development courses. Reskilling, retooling, new skills. Those are 4 types of MOOCs. Now, a new company out of Stanford called NovoEd has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 free classes they just put up on how to create a company. If you're interested in creating a company, if you're interested in creativity, if you're interested in being an entrepreneur, if you're interested in getting venture capital, startup money. They have free classes in all this. They're in the Silicon Valley, so it makes sense. Okay, let's look at business plans. Business plan number 1, advertising, like Google, advertising on the MOOC. They make money through ads. Number 2, application fee. Pay a small fee to apply. $10, 20 US dollars. I don't know how many Japanese yen that is, but about 10, not much money. That would be about, what, $1,000, right? Japanese yen. Apply for a fee. Assessment fee. Pay a small fee. Got 16 minutes listed here. Pay a small fee to have your papers graded. Let's say you sign up for my MOOC. Everything's free, and you finish all your papers and leave, pay nothing. But if you want me to grade it, you pay me a little extra money. You might need $1 million to pay for that. So, assessment fee. Certificate fee. If you want a certificate, and by the way, on my, you'll notice, if you see on the back here of my computer, you'll see I have a sticker right here. See, I voted for Obama, too. He's not doing so good right now. This is a sticker I have on my computer. This is Dr. Chuck's class on the history of the internet. He gave away stickers. Now, most of us think that first graders and second graders, little kids want stickers. All those little kids want their stickers. I loved stickers when I was 5 years old. I wanted stickers. 30-year-old people were showing up to get their stickers and meeting them all over the world. Everybody wanted their sticker to put on their computer like I did. They finished his class. They got the history of the internet sticker. Certificates. Students wanted a certificate to show that they learned something, right? Okay? So they'll pay for that. Pay for a certificate. You might pay for course credit. You might have a free MOOC, but if you want extra stuff like an animation and a simulation, maybe you pay extra. If you get the better stuff, the higher quality stuff, you might pay more. The University of Washington is doing that. They have 3 types of MOOCs. A free MOOC, an enhanced MOOC, you pay a little bit of money, and a course credit MOOC, you pay full price. 3 types of MOOCs, from free to full pay. Number 6, you might, as the provider of the MOOC, give the names out of the high scores, the best students in your MOOC, the highest scores, those getting perfect scores, go to Amazon or to Panasonic here in Japan, or Toyota gets the names. If they hire them, you get a % of their salary as the one who got them the skills in computer programming. They took your computer programming MOOC, you get a % of their first year's salary. That's actually what companies are doing, offering MOOCs today. Number 7, you might sell your courses to other colleges or universities. Lease them out. You might develop a course and have it all ready, and now others buy this course from you. So they don't have to develop it. MIT is doing some of that. Number 8, what's called a loss leader, an entryway course. You have, how many courses in your master's degree? 12? 10? 30 credits. How many courses? 30 courses for a master's degree. Oh, including electives. The first course would be free. Everything else you pay for. That's what's called a free entry course. Getting people interested in your field of educational technology, because the first course is free. Everything else you pay for. Number 9, you might sell student data. You might teach a MOOC to 40,000 people, collect their data, and sell it. This one I don't know about. Facebook tried to do that, and people rebelled. Okay, we're at a jumping off point. I've got on my clock here 12 minutes left, approximately. We're at a jumping off point. We're really not sure where we're going. We don't know if we're going to embrace MOOCs or say it's the anti-MOOC year. We don't know if we'll do blended learning, online learning, TV learning, streaming learning. Could be any of that. We're at a jumping off point. I need everyone to stand up. Can you stand up? Everyone's got to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Okay, we're at a jumping off point. Now, on the count of 3, all the men are going to jump with me because we're at a jumping off point. 1, 2, 3, jump. Really good. All the ladies. 1, 2, 3, jump. And everyone together. 1, 2, 3, jump. Okay, you can sit down again. You're at this jumping off point. We don't know where we're going. I'm in San Francisco. They're jumping around Golden Gate Park, having fun with people. We don't know where we're going. Well, the head of Google says the whole world will have access to the web by 2020. The entire world. The people in, the middle of Africa will have internet. Western China, internet. Remote parts of Cambodia will have internet. Everywhere will have internet. How is that going to happen? Last month in Wired magazine, they said balloons, special kind of pressurized balloons, will have a network of internet access points all around the world. Pretty cool. I had no idea balloons could handle internet access, but they can. They're testing this in different cities. We're at a jumping off. That's a real jumping off point when we go to the sky, right? Well, the web does everything. We've got everything wrapped around us today to learn. We've got wikis and blogs. We've got curriculum and Facebook, colleagues, and everything's wrapped around us to personalize our learning. You see, when I went to graduate school a long time ago with my very low test scores, very bad, well, actually, yeah. So I couldn't learn except one way. The one way they designed for me was the only way. Today we can learn many ways. And everyone can learn. Even squirrels are learning online. Everyone's learning online. Yeah, everyone's learning online. Even people in the military are learning online. People in the Philippines learning online. Everyone raises their hand when they meet me. They're learning online. So I need all of you to do like they're doing and put your arms up in the air on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, okay, great. Good deal. Okay, so the world's become open for learning. Let's take a look at this open world briefly. This is not my full talk, but Dr. Katsuki said, could you please give a little bit about the World is Open book. So my World is Open book, I go through 10 trends that have changed the world, from ebooks to personalized learning, mobile learning, collaborative learning. Each one of these is a chapter in my book, okay? If just one of these things had happened, it'd be a revolution. If just ebooks, or just electronic collaboration, or just mobile learning had happened, it'd be a revolution. But we have all 10 right now, all 10. And now we all learn. Let's go back here a second. This spells we all learn, these 10 trends. So I'm going to need your help. Everyone will say we all learn with me at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We all learn. Ladies, say this with me. 1, 2, 3. We all. Ladies, say this with me. Ladies, say this with me. Come on, ladies. Try this. 1, 2, 3. We all. Thank you. Okay. Number 1, books, ebooks. Repurposing Kindles for world readers for people in Africa, where you could put millions of books and make them available for people to read. All of Shakespeare's works on a Kindle. You know, famous people's books are now available for free, no longer copyright. They've been dead for more than 75 years, so they're freely available. So we can have all the kids in Korea. These are kids in Korea learning from the ebook project with simulations, animations, dictionaries. Whenever I drive somewhere with someone here in Japan, you had your dictionary with you looking up words today. Insang had her dictionary out the other day looking up words. She's got their dictionaries up. She's doing it now, looking up. She doesn't know what I'm saying. In Rice University in Texas, they have a university named Rice. Well, Rice University has the OpenStax project, creating free books to the world. Korea has their book project. Apple Computer has a book project. Everyone's got book projects. E-learning. Shaquille O'Neal, the star of our basketball association, got his degree online. Doctoral degree. His MBA online. Oprah Winfrey, a TV show host, did a course online with 2 million people. This girl here in 10th grade quit school. She said, "Mom, I don't want to go to school in 10th grade." She learned online for 1 year. Everything she needed to know and more. She did more research in 1 year than she would have done in graduate school. Only 16 years old, learning online. She just was in the Washington Post last week. Military people getting their MBAs online from Afghanistan. I'm working with the military a little bit in the US, much emphasis on learning. Free laptops for everyone signing up for the military in the US. They get a free laptop. They get 4 free classes every year. They want people to have education. Big push in education. You can see the rise. Here's from 2002 to 2010, increasing 10 to 20% per year increase online. Face-to-face in the US increases 1%. Online's increasing 10 to 20%. This guy at UPenn did a course, a MOOC, on philosophy for 50,000 people from India, Netherlands, Spain, all over. This guy at Georgia Tech said, "We'll put a course up at Georgia Tech, computer science courses, not just one, but the entire master's degree at Georgia Tech for $6,500 US you can take, the entire program. If you can't come to Georgia, it'll cost $40,000. If you stay at home, only $6,000 or $7,000. Interesting idea. MOOCs. Well, that's MOOC. Moodle. Moodle. Holy cow. Moodle cows. Okay? Moodle's used by 72 million people in 237 countries, including Mel Gibson, including Yoda, smileys, cats, and dogs. Everyone's using Muppets. Everyone's using Moodle. This is an increase in Moodle. 7 million classes in Moodle, all free. Created in Australia by Martin Dogmayas, my friend the Moodle man. And my friend Lucifer in Taiwan translated Lord of the Rings to Chinese and made $1 million at age 26. Anyone need $1 million? Got 1 million left for the ladies in the back row. They're working hard back here. She's checking everybody in, needs $1 million, right? Okay. My friend Lucifer created the OOPS project, open source, open courseware prototype system. OOPS. OOPS. OOPS, there it is. OOPS, there it is. We did research on OOPS. This is the largest translation group in the world. They're translating MIT content free to the world. They're translating MIT content to Chinese, simplified and traditional Chinese. He made $1 million and took half of the money. Just ripped it right up. Says, I'm going to take half of the money. Whoops. He took half of the money and he's translating all these contents for MIT free to the world. Okay? He's crazy, man. I would have kept the money. This woman's learning online in her ears with her iPod. She's my friend Wendy Ermold from Washington, Seattle, Washington University. She's learning online. People are learning online. How do we know what's good contents? Well, Sailor.org and RedHoop.org are quality indexing. They're looking at the quality of all this free stuff. Okay? Repositories. Shakespeare online, Darwin online, the Dead Sea Scrolls are online, all free. In the past, when I grew up, when Dr. Ra and I grew up a long time ago, we couldn't see the Dead Sea Scrolls. Only 20 people in the world could see the Dead Sea Scrolls. Today, you get them online for free. New discoveries are being made by people. In general, people like me are making discoveries on the planets, Dead Sea Scrolls, you name it, discoveries are being made. Portals. Portals on species. Portal on culture. This is a United Nations portal. You click on Korea and you get pictures and texts on Korea. You click on South America, Chile or Brazil or North America. This is the United Nations Digital Library, free, with peer review. The Smithsonian, the British Library, all creating portals of contents. Museums of the world, online. Music online. My friend in Hawaii has a music show she does. She tries inspiring kids about history by rewriting musical songs for history, like the Vikings and the Trojan War and other things. Portals. My friend Jimmy Wales created Wikipedia. You know Wikipedia? People said it wouldn't work. He left Indiana University. He dropped out of our doctoral program in finance and started Wikipedia and changed the world. In San Francisco, his office is 10 people work at Wikipedia. Only 10. It's not Toyota or Honda. 10 people are changing the world. One person can change the world. You all can change the world. By doing one creative thing, everyone can change the world today in a small way, make a difference in the world. He is. My friend Trip Adler has changed the world. You know YouTube? He didn't create YouTube. He created YouTube for text documents online. So books online. Students' homework online. Students' music scores online. Text on the web. Plato's Republic, The Republic by Plato, online, free. My friends at Minnesota, they say Minnesota in Minnesota. You betcha they do. Well, in Minnesota, they created a new program called Flipgrid. Flipgrid is threaded video discussions, free. You can have, instead of in Moodle, having text discussions, you can have video. You can talk to the computer. You can talk to it, and this is free. So you just talk, and like you guys, I'm talking to you right now. And so they're Flipgrid. Free tool, just announced. They're also doing very cool things at Minnesota Learning Media Lab, Learning Technologies Lab, LT Lab. Number 7 is collaboration. Students in the US are collaborating with Middle East students in the Solia project. Collaboration online, seeing global perspectives. Students at Duke have business people come into their classes. My students use Google Hangouts from Cyprus, from Uzbekistan. We're just chatting away. Students love Google Hangouts. It's free, and it's quick, and you're up on screen, high quality. Try it out. My friend Jay Cross coined the word e-learning. He's at Berkeley, California. He coined e-learning. He comes into my class to talk about e-learning and informal learning. Just like that. Jay, can you talk to my students? No problem. He turns his computer on, he's in my class, chatting away. Free on the web. My friends in Coventry in the UK have a serious gaming center. We read their research. Jim Hensman, Sarah DeFreitas' research, they come into my class, boom, just like that, to chat about the research in the UK. Alternative reality learning, learning about heart murmurs if you're a doctor, learning about blood pressure if you're a doctor, doing simulations and so forth. There's also video games that are improving older adults' memory today. So massive gaming and virtual worlds and so forth. Mobile learning. Ladies, this is my son here, Korean kid. He's looking for a girlfriend. That's my son doing a mobile learning project in Tanzania last year. They had no electricity. So they got power generators to do the mobile project. He was working with Stanford on a project called SMILE. Anyone need to smile today? Anyone need a smile? Raise your hand if you want to smile. Nobody wants to smile? You want to smile? Yeah, he does want to smile. For you. Anyone else need a smile? Having a bad day? Okay. Okay, so he's doing the SMILE project, Stanford Mobile Inquiry Learning Environment Project, SMILE. Okay? And these kids are asking questions on their mobile phones through the SMILE project, learning literacy skills. Now that's a mobile phone. Now we've got mobile watches. We got mobile iPads. Everyone's got iPads in the Stanford Medical School, and many and 7th graders in Indiana all have mobile iPads. There's more mobile subscriptions, 6 billion people with a mobile subscription. 6 billion people. More people have mobile than electricity, safe drinking water, television, and PCs. More people have mobile subscriptions than toilets. Think about that, right? Mobile's exploding. And finally, personalized learning. Personalizing your learning, customizing your learning by subscribing to a podcast show, by subscribing to the news or a blog, right? Or having people come in to teach you something from a big, in our university we now have these IQ walls, giant video walls where experts come in on different parts of the screen to mentor you. Giant video walls coming at us. That's 6 o'clock, yeah. Tutor-mentor connection in Chicago. In Chicago, they have green dots indicated where kids need help. And online, you sign up to help them. You personalize their learning. They need help in this learning center, this learning center, this learning. And as an adult, coming out of work at 5 o'clock, you can go there to tutor them, mentor them, help them. The tutor-mentor connection with my friend Daniel running this. Okay, what does this say about the instructor? What do instructors do in the open world? What do instructors do in the MOOC world? What do instructors do in this world where learning's changing all the time? Learning's more open, learning's more massive, learning's more video-based, learning's more ubiquitous, learning's more, what? Am I missing some? Massive? Did I miss massive? Instantaneous? I think I missed instantaneous. What else am I missing? 12 ways. It's more global. You guys forgot global already. Okay? Learning's changing in many ways simultaneously. Well, teachers are going to move from this kind of teaching to more correspondence, collaborative, counseling, right? We're more counselors, more conductors. We're more like a curator finding stuff like in a museum. We find, search, collect, and make available as a concierge. My concierge in my hotel tells me what I should be doing, helps me find things to see in the city. Well, in a class today, teachers now help you find things to see. They help find things to show. Today, teachers are concierges. We're moving from an age of direct instruction for most of learning to an age of concierges. So that's my talk. Engage. Hopefully, you'll get some ideas from this talk about the open world, the massive world, the world where we've become much more collaborative, where we're doing more global education. The world's changing, and those of you who are master's students or doctoral students in this world have untold numbers of things you can be doing for teaching, for learning, to help people out. This is a tipping point. This is the most important time for this field right now of educational technology. The problem of educational technology is we lack leadership, we lack vision, we lack people pushing ahead. We're replicating the past. We now need to push ahead to the future. I've given you the layout of the land here a bit. What Dr. Jung, I think, is going to do is say, wait a minute, what about quality? What about assessment? Let's look at that, which is a key part of this. If we don't have high quality contents, we can't push ahead. So she's going to take us that next step. I've set the table, or set the stage, to talk to you about the trends, the technology trends that are happening. Now we need to think about the quality of the contents that go and combine and mesh with those trends, with those technologies. It has to be both. We need both technology, nature, and we need pedagogy, nurture. We need high quality contents. So that's my linkage between us, our two talks. So hopefully, let's see what's out there. Engage everyone. Thank you very much.